Hi, welcome. I'm Kelly from My Soulful Home. Today we are going to tour my entry of my Victorian house. It's decorated for Christmas. I'm really excited to show you guys around. I like to start decorating for any season, particularly Christmas, in the entryway because I think it sets the tone for the rest of the house. So today we're going to have a look around in the entryway. I'll show you what the palette is for the decorations throughout the house, and we'll take a look at some of the details that we've got going on in this space. So when you walked into the house, first you'd be greeted by Edith and Emmett, who would be barking and then going crazy and wanting you to pet them. And then you could have a look around. And so over here, this would be to the left as you walk in. I have this table, which is so wonderful. It functions as holding the keys and all that kind of good stuff, but it's also a great place to decorate and start to set the tone for whatever season. So for Christmas, my palette is mostly greens and whites and grays and some golds, but I can't resist some red. So pops of red, very small little pops of red throughout the house. So I'm introducing that here with the roses. And I've done the arrangement again in these three vessels. We talked about this in one of the other videos. You could, if you haven't seen that, you might want to pop back over and take a look at that one. So I can break these apart or they can stay all together here. And I've added something this year, which I think is really charming. I collect these floral frogs. Do you guys know what these are? So you put them in the bottom of a vase or something, and it would hold your flowers. You could just poke the flowers in, they stay where you want to put them. But they're also great for holding little pieces of paper or vintage postcards. So here's some of my vintage Christmas postcards that I absolutely love. These you can find at any good antique sale, usually not an estate sale unless you're super lucky, but any of the vintage shows, there's always somebody selling postcards. So I love to collect these and read the little sentiments on the back. I changed the lampshade for anybody who is really an astute watcher of the channel. You'll know it's usually like a seagrass one, but I thought it was just not fitting for the winter time, even though it's not that cold here. So I changed it out to this black lampshade, which I'm really loving. This was from Home Depot, super inexpensive, like $14.99. So the Deacon's bench in my entry is, well, it could be practical, but I don't really like people to sit on it because I like to decorate it with pillows and throws and stuff like that. But you can kind of perch yourself here and put your shoes on, which my daughters do when they throw their backpack. So I guess they do use it in a practical way. But for Christmas, I'm pulling out the furs because you should have a little fur at Christmas time. And I want to show you guys this new animal print. I'm affectionately calling this the Cougar Collection. This is in bespokedecor.store and will be in the shop in early January. So I love some animal print and I'm just really digging the gray. So we have it in some other tones as well. So if you're able to have a bench or a chair even in your entryway, it's fun to decorate it with different pillows or throws for the season. I have this buffalo check throw back here that I got a few years ago, and I just love the way that looks. Really cozies it up a little bit with textures. So sometimes the entryway can be sort of just a place filled with hard surfaces. You know, the floor, you've got a table or something like that, and there's not a lot of opportunity to add fabrics and textures. And so if you have some place like a bench or a chair, you can do it there. Whenever possible, when I'm decorating, I like to use stuff that I have around the house and like repurpose it in a different way. So, case in point, my daughter's hunter boots. I'm sure when she comes down, down and sees that I've filled them with green, she'll be a little surprised. But they're not wet or anything. I could just pop them out. So I just thought they looked really charming. They're putting in the little red, and then they've got obviously the black and the white, which is part of my palette. So super sweet. You know, I don't, they're not incredibly, it's not incredibly practical to have it like this, but it is really charming. So, I mean, if it rains, I'll just take the greens out. Now, where I didn't put greens is inside the stockings because I tried it and I thought, well, this is what it's going to be so fabulous to have these greens falling out of here. But really what happened was anytime somebody was going up the stairs, they were falling out. And so that was kind of super annoying. So I think it just looks fine as it is with these really charming grain sack stockings. I used to sell these in my Etsy store. That was like way back before I even started my blog. I had a little Etsy shop. So these are handmade, so pretty, and I tied them on with the baker's twine. So really simple. And you know, we'll talk about it in other videos too, but I think restraint is really important in your decorating. And even at Christmas time, when we tend to go a little overboard, like I was envisioning bows and things coming off of these, but you know what? Truly less was more. I had a big bow here, and it just kind of took away from the stocking. The simplicity of the stocking is enough, and the little bit of the baker's twine. So, if you have a newel post or something like that at your house, if you have a two-story house, definitely think about attaching something to it for Christmas time. Even if it's a bag where you put Christmas cards in or something like that, or evergreen swags would be very nice. So I think it's a really great place to sort of accent what's going on in the rest of your decor. So this is my lady of the staircase. She is attached to the staircase by a cork. Um, she lights up, obviously. And she was here when we got here, and I thought, oh, I just don't know. But then how could I get rid of her? She's part of the house. And when I researched why this was here, I learned that sometimes it's been said that this type of decoration on a newel post or staircase indicated that your house was paid for. So maybe way back when Mrs. Hood bought this house in 1886, she paid for it, and then she had this lady put in. So we call her the lady of the staircase. We love her. She's definitely part and parcel of the house now. So I decorated her a little for Christmas. She got a tiny little ornament and then this little wreath from Trader Joe's. These are really charming. They probably have them at your Trader Joe's too. So I think she looks very festive. Thanks so much for coming by today. I hope you enjoyed touring the entryway decorated for Christmas. Now, I'm not going to keep you just in the entryway. We're going to head into the dining room, and then, of course, you've got to see the tree, and I think you might want to see the kitchen too. So, we're going to have videos on all those coming up. If you're enjoying the videos, then subscribe to My Soulful Home, the channel on YouTube. We'd really appreciate having you around. It's fun to know that you guys are watching. Thanks for your comments. It's been really nice getting to know a lot of you through those. So, yeah, continue on watching and have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.